Coin trading for beginners, take two. Hopefully, I think I did have volume. For some reason, it just wasn't showing up on my end. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend as if it's working, and hopefully it will. So I'm just setting up my charts. If you have any question about the Academy, please let me know. That's why I'm doing this, because it's really a skill, and this is something that you learn from professionals. And I'm learning, and I'm just sharing with you some of the basics that I've learned along the way. I'm just setting up. Bitcoin is one of the assets I invest in. There's more than one asset, but it is a very, very popular one. And so, yes. Hey, I think we're working. Okay. So anyway, so I'm just setting it up because I really track it, and I'm just, it's kind of like a game for me. I kind of gamify it. And so I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at. There's a few different ways to take advantage of it. For most people, what I've seen is better just to buy it and just hold it for the long term. That's really the simplest approach. But then there's other things you can do. You can buy and sell the lows and highs, and it just kind of depends on how motivated you are and what you want to get out of it. But I'm trying to get all I can out of it. So I'm going to share with you just a few things that I've picked up along the way. So this is basically what's called a line chart. Okay, it's a line chart because it's written in a line. I have a book that I'm studying right now on the study of candles. If you look over here on the side here, this is a W. This stands for 1 week. So each time frame here is set up as a week. It's easier to see in the candle forms. Each one of these are a candle. The little ones, it doesn't matter the size. They're all one candle that represents 1 week in time. Okay, so, and there's a language and an art to, the candles tell a story. So, but at first, when I found looking at it, a line chart is very nice and clean because it just tells you right where, exactly where things go. It doesn't give you the full story, but it does tell us some things, right? A lot of things. So at first, what I do is I start the week, I zoom out all the way out, and I'm trying to get the big picture. Like, what's the big picture first? So with the big picture, I already charted a few things, and I'm hiding them, but I'm going to show you right now. Just some potential projections for long term. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking what I can in my day-to-day income, and I'm not putting everything into this, but I'm putting a percentage of my investments into this, right? Dollar cost averaging, okay? And it seems like I want to keep getting better at it, but it's just a simple discipline. And that's one thing that a lot of the experts talk about. If you find things that you really believe in, that's going to work long term, and you have an income, and you just invest, you just keep investing into it. So that's a very basic, great approach. Now, what can happen long term? I'm going to share with you a couple of my charts right here, some projections. These are some good scenarios and bad scenarios that could potentially happen. So I've heard from different experts anything from, right now we're sitting at about almost 30,000 for one Bitcoin. And that's another thing. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. It comes in fractions. But right now, one is about almost 30,000. But conservative estimates would say, at least it's going to come back up to where it was before, 60,000. So, which is not bad. And then, but there's other projections, as you can see. These are different possibilities, right? And the longer, just depends on the time frame. But some people even think 5 years from now we could be maybe 250,000, but we don't really know. But that's why we watch it day to day. And the thing is now also too, in the short run, look at the red lines. this is the negative scenario. So say you did buy one at 30,000, but then what if it went to the red territory? You wouldn't like that either. So what's kind of fun to do is sometimes I like to draw out little scenarios. See right here where this is a what's called a what's it called a spider line, and it's really bumping up right against the spider line. You can see right here. So we're having to, but say we break it, go like this, then it could go down like this. See this? This is really fascinating what it can do. Boom. What if it did all that? You'd be pretty unhappy. And that's the thing. And you know, I believe in it so much. I, I'd be almost, I'd be happy if it did that because it'd give us more time. The people that are accumulating give us more time to accumulate. But that's one scenario. But then say we didn't go to zero, but say it bounced back out of here. Okay. See how it goes? So these are just some scenarios. This is just so I kind of like to have a little fun with it. You just kind of draw it out like that and kind of play around. Where could it possibly go? So that's the thing. It can go down, it can go up, and it really helps. The more you understand and learn and educate yourself, you can prepare for both case scenarios. That's the good thing about it, is you can be victorious whether the price goes up or the price goes down. And that's what's nice about this. And once you learn more about it, man, it's just great. It's just so great. So these are some of the projections. Okay, this is based on the weekly time frame right here. Okay, right, weekly time frame. So I am going to save this work, and I am going to switch to, no, I'm not going to switch to candles yet, but I will switch to, I want to hone in on this. Okay. Actually, before I switch to the weekly, I'm sorry, to the daily, I'm going to switch to a candle view. I'm just going to blow it up a little bit so we can just look at it for fun. And you can kind of see what's been going on since the beginning of the year so much, right? So we hit this low area right here, right around November, December. We're around 17,000, 16,000. But ever since then, it's been on this nice little run up, right? So it's actually almost doubled since January. So that's fascinating. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. And I'm going to see these. We have tools up here. We can play around with zones. So I'm going to pull out a couple of zones. I just want to see what they're sharing with us. These are different zones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. I'm going to extend these out. This little box right here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to save that. That's a zone to be looking out for. And then here, I'm going to save this one as well. Okay. So now what you start doing is you start breaking it down, like zeroing down, like you're looking it up under a microscope. Does that make sense? So now we have these. I'm going to save the work so I don't want to lose it. So now I'm kind of trapping it. Okay. Kind of trapping it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see this candle right here. This one candle, the finger's pointed on. That's actually 7. Well, almost. Is there a timer? Where's the timer? I don't see the timer, but Sunday, 5 o'clock my time, which is one more day. This is about 6 days worth of action in this little candle here. Between these two candles, that's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So let's break up this whole little bit to the daily. Okay, I'm going to break it down to the daily. All right, now we're also going to get other zones tighter zones as we're getting into it. So look at this. Okay. I don't want to start yet with the, Okay, well, numbers are fun. I'm going to take these out. So these are what we've drawn so far. The red and the blue we've drawn. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Now I'm going to add back in the system as you go in to the smaller time frames, daily, hourly, and such. You get different zones. Okay. I love this is right. We're hitting right on this zone right now. We're in this zone. So it's gonna, what is gonna happen right here, right here, right here. So we're really gonna kind of waiting to see. We're gonna break up and out, or we're gonna break below. So this is really good. So we really have it. We really have it like locked, and we can make our decisions. What do we want to do? We can really make our decisions based on that. We can be confident. At least that's how I feel. I can feel confident in this zone. But let's break it up more. Let's go down to the 4-hour. See what we get. Okay, let's see here on the 4-hour. So we're gonna have some interesting zones right around here. See these two boxes right here? So I will put a box there because we could possibly bounce up, bounce down, bounce up. That could go. Let's see, where are we at? Where's my little button? Let's see here, path button. So it could go here, boom, 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 boom. What, oops. What did I do? Did I not? Let's see here. My computer hit my mouse hit the computer button. Let's see here. Okay. This is on the 4-hour. I didn't know if that was my drawing. Okay, no. Okay. That's the thing. Okay, here we are right here. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that's the thing. Between these two zones, it could really bounce up and down in here is what I'm trying to get at. So we could potentially go from here to here to here to here. We could really play around in here. It could either go break down or it could break up. So that's the thing. Sometimes it'll go from here and then boom, it'll sneak out. That's how it'll break out. Boom. Then it'll cool down. It'll keep going. It could go either way. That's the thing. So we don't know. But that's what we're doing is look at this trap. We have the market trapped right now, even as beginners. So you can create your own zones on your own terms. See, this is just me thinking it out using the tools of the computer. Now on the hourly, you see over here we got the hourly. I'm really bringing it down to the hour. But my teacher really likes the bigger time frames and can certainly understand why. I'm personally right now, I'm kind of hoping that we're going to bounce up out of this zone. But let's see, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what happens. Okay, we're gonna find out. Okay, I'm gonna leave it with but just for fun. Let's just go all the way down to the 15-minute time frame. See how it gets really choppy. The smaller the time frames we go, the choppier it gets. It gets really choppy. Lots of little zones. Lots of the market just goes all kind of places. Let's back out to the 4. And I like the smaller time frames when I'm in a trade. Matter of fact, 29.8. I'm really watching this zone right around here. Right around here. I'll show you. No, it's not what I want. Right around, really? Right around here. This is really what I'm watching out for right here. So I'm really watching this zone right here on the 1 hour. So we'll see what happens. So this is kind of where we left off, you know. So we took it from the big time frame down to the small time frame. When you do the small time trading, it's like a day called day trading or scalp trading. When you do swing trading, sometimes the trade can last for days or even a few weeks even. But just buying and holding is what most people would do for the long term, because you believe in it. It's gonna, you know, it's currently almost 30,000 now, and if you learn to have confidence in it, and that's the thing, having confidence. If you learn to have confidence in it, it will, you know what's potentially going to happen. You know that in 5 years it potentially could be 10, 30 times 5. What's 250? Even if it went to 250 divided by 30, that's 8x. I mean, so that's great value. So it's not everything, but it's something. So it's a tool. So if you find yourself interested in this, want to collaborate, let's learn together. Let's embark on this journey together. Our academy, we have well, I won't say 200. It's about, actually, I thought it was over 200. It's about 130 plus educators on the roster. And they teach and they answer questions live. We have schedules Sunday through Saturday live. Plus, you have a whole back office of stuff you can learn. It's like learning, it's like imagine getting a degree in something. That's kind of what it seems like. It's like getting a bachelor's degree in something. It's to be a true professional, like, and that's the thing. I'll kind of leave you with this. I'll say, well, maybe you can make money in it, maybe you can't make money in it, but what's the return on investment? It's kind of an interesting thing. One of my mentors said, what's the return on investment of a basketball? Okay. What's the return on investment of a basketball? Now, for a professional like LeBron James, somebody like that, it's going to be millions of dollars, right? But for the average person, it's going to be almost zero. It depends on the person. If you want to get good at this is something that is a skill, and I feel like I'm putting in my 10,000 hours. I probably already put in 4,000 or 5,000 hours of trading, and I'm going to put in another 5,000 hours. And that's the thing, is it's a skill. It's a skill. And it's a skill that can pay, and it does pay. But if you don't have the skill, it might not pay. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to learn the skill with me, let's collaborate. That's why I'm here. Let's consider joining the academy. Let's go at this digital world. It's coming. So let's consider making the most of it. So if you have any questions on that, I appreciate you joining in. This is something I'm really passionate about. And if you're open to it, I'm going to be sharing more and more of this stuff over here on my channel on YouTube. Feel free to come over here and give it a subscribe or whatever. And let's collaborate. That's the YouTube channel right there. And remember that health is wealth. Without our health, it doesn't matter about the money. Health is wealth, right? And then on this channel, we say health is wealth. Consider this, that cash flow is king, not just having cash, but we want to have cash flow. Cash flow. One of my mentors always says that. Cash flow. He says cash flow. We want to have cash flow. That's really the nature of what the professionals go with. We want that cash flow. Cash flow is king. So health is wealth. Cash flow is king. Cash is queen. It's not great to have cash on hand. And credit is freedom. When you have great credit, borrowing money costs less on a house, a car, anything, credit cards, you get better rates and all kind of benefits. So consider those things. Reach out to me if I can be of service to you of any way. I'm going to bring you more and more value as best I can. Appreciate your time, your energy, and let's see you on the next one. Bye for now.